Some journeys don't start with the privileges. Many journeys is because of the answer to the question that how far I'm ready to go before I settle. How far I'm ready to go before I settle. Good morning, everyone. My name is Aman, and thank you for the beautiful introduction that has been given by your colleague. And before I could talk about my journey with all of you, which I thought could inspire, could make sense to few of you in this room, if not all of them, I'm going to talk about a journey, a story of a boy. A boy which was born in the year 1981. Not in a hospital, not a dispensary, right in a mother's room. And before you start thinking, what a luxury, huh? That a boy is born right inside a room in the home, it was not a luxury. That boy was born in that room because the family didn't have the money to take that mother to the hospital for the delivery. That boy was born in a room, 10 by 10 room, and there was a quack in today's term, or a dai at that time, who delivered. And there was a complication in the middle of the delivery, and that boy would have not even come to this world. But luckily, she did not panic. This boy actually came to this world. And while this boy was born, the father of the boy, biggest day for the father, but he was fast asleep. Fast asleep, did not come to congratulate the mother and say, wow, we're blessed with a baby boy. He was fast asleep. Not because he did not care about the boy or the family, or he was not happy, but he didn't have the energy to come and hug the mother because he had just come back from a 15 hours of grueling hard work and was dreaming about how do I give my next meal on the plate. Anyways, this boy was full of energy, become bigger, have a lot of energy, was jumping around all the time in this house. In this 10 by 10 room was his whole world. And one day while he was jumping, he fell on a glass and got hurt just near the eye. He could have lost the vision. God has been kind. But again, that chode, what people say, under the eye, left a mark on him. And that mark is right here under my eye. So that boy was born in that 10 by 10 room is me, who's speaking to you, your TEDx speaker today. And the journey began in that 10 by 10 room in a small world. While I was growing up, I was in a small family setup where we had a small sweet shop. And when I was in the age of 10 years old, I was pushed into that sweet shop, say that, okay, you need to work hard. Even I started negotiating and talking to the customer at that time. Small setup, a 2020 sweet shop, as you can think of. That's how the journey began. But I was a very mediocre, very average child. Very sharp, but very average in my outlooks, in my outcomes. I was not great in studies, not great in whatever I do. So, but again, my mom was very clear that this boy has a lot of potential. So while she was talking to my uncle who has come from Delhi, he gave a lesson which I'm going to speak on this particular stage. At that time, there were no TEDx talks as we are having it today. My uncle came and spoke to me right in the eye and said, Aman, you have a potential, but that potential is wasted if you try to live a mediocre life. This world does not reward an average person. If you want to be good, you need to be upping your game. You can't live a mediocre life. This does not reward anybody. That was the one mantra that shook me from there. It is like one TEDx talk happening right now in that particular room by my uncle, and that shook me. And from that average boy, I became one of the best performers in the class. From that 20-25 position, I started coming first because that mantra went into my head straight. And that's what I want you to carry forward, that you can't live an average life. If you start living the average life, you would get an average results. But then I mentioned that this is the lovely sweets from where I started. I started working and helping my family in doing this business, and even negotiated my salary at the age of 14 because I've now realized I don't want to live a mediocre life. Then I was very good in maths and technical skills. You know what happens when most of the people who are good in maths and technical skills? They're pushed to become an engineer. I'm also pushed to become an engineer, not by the family. My family did not know what I'm studying, why I'm studying, what is the purpose of my studying. They want me to join the business. But I said, no, I want to study. And I joined, worked very hard, and joined a very prestigious engineering college. And there I got all the technical information that was needed to take me forward. So there I got into a technical college, and every time I used to come back home for the summer vacation and winter vacation, my grandfather used to tell me that, when are you coming back? When are you coming back and joining the business? And at that time, I still remember, it was in May 2004 when I was to finish the studies. And in March 2004, we lost him. He was my inspiration. He was the reason for me to come to the business. And at that time I said, yep, I've lost him. I will follow his path. He was a small chotu in one of the canteens. He was an employee before he became the employer. And I said, I want to do the same way. Not become the chotu, but I joined a company in Bangalore called Mindtree and Wipro, where I started my corporate journey. From there onwards, I realized and worked under really, really hard bosses, and realized that you need to work harder, and corporate life and leadership is going to teach you that it's not about treating your team members with fear, but treating the team members to motivate them. And that's what value which I took from there. So while I was studying those 2 years in that corporate structure, learned the best thing in my life, I decided that I want to get a global exposure. Didn't have the money at that time, but wanted to go for a best institution. So there I decided to do my MBA from University of Southampton in the UK. There I also got rejected. I got rejected by every university which I was applying to because they were not ready to give me scholarship. They did not want a very young candidate to be in their MBA class. Then I remember that University of Southampton director was traveling to India. I booked myself and sold myself right and center. And I was the youngest graduate in that class where the average size was 35 to 40. So that's something which I've never learned. One lesson is never take no as an answer. I'm sure if the door is not opening up when you knock it louder. That's how doors open up. While I was there, I came back from the University of Southampton. Of course, we built the university from what we started as 240 students to 50,000 students. But there, I realized that what we need to be a global university, you need to have a global perspective, global international students. There, I decided to do something very different. I said, I'm going to go outside of India and get the international students to study at lovely professional university. There, I decided that, we're going to go to Africa, while most of the people saying that you can't go and get the international students to a city like Fukuoka, which not many people probably in this room also know. That you're not in Delhi, you're not in Mumbai, you're not in Mumbai, Chennai, you're not in Bangalore, you're in Fukuoka. But I decided, no, it's okay. I'm going to go and get the international students from all the places where the students are coming from. I still remember my first visit to a country called DR Congo. Kinshasa was the name of the airport. I landed there. That airport was smaller than the bus stand in Delhi. But the problem was when I landed there was nobody to pick me up. I thought, oh my God, I'm stuck in a Kinshasa. People don't speak English. I'm going to be ruined. Those people who were back in the country, they were right that you cannot go and get that global name for yourself or for the university. But I said no. But at that time when I was thinking that I made a blunder, I made a mistake, I heard the most beautiful words ever in my life, my name. I see a big African 6 feet guy walking behind me and said, Aman, I got late, sorry. I was there to pick it up, but there was a traffic. At that time, I wanted to punch him, literally. I mean, I was shaking from inside that what I'm gonna do. But this guy came over, and I said that 2 minutes back, I was thinking that, somebody should bail me out. And this guy actually bailed me out. So if he's bailed me out, I should thank him. I thanked him, hugged him. We did a great business. And today, we have one of the largest number of international students in that city in Fukuoka. We have more than 4,000 international students studying with us in that city in Fukuoka. We are not in Mumbai, we are not in Chennai, we are not in Bangalore. And the largest number of international students in India is at the campus. So I think that's something which I want to take it forward. That in today's fast-moving world, these lessons that you have to adapt, learn, and stay curious is most important. This world is not going to slow down, but your keenness to adapt, learn, and stay curious is the most important thing. And I'm going to leave you with 3 important lessons which I thought to deliver through my speech. Don't accept no for an answer. I don't say that if your teacher is asking you to do something, say no, and don't say that you can't say no to her. But again, if you believe in something, don't take no for an answer. Don't settle for a mediocre life. Nobody rewards a mediocrity. And don't wait for the world to slow down. You know, the world is not going to slow down. It's going to be a faster place, a faster area to move and make your position feel. But I can tell you, if a person like me, who was born without any privileges, in a 10 by 10 room, can do it, I'm sure you can also do that. Many people in this room would feel that, we don't have the privilege. How far I can go? I can tell you, you can reach to anywhere in the world because of the courage to dream big, to think big. And I'm sure with the environment here, you're going to do that. Thank you and stay blessed. Thanks a lot.